Hello guys, good morning. Good morning guys.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you?
Very good.
Excellent. Good morning, good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing? Sleepy?
Good morning.
Are you sleepy?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning guys. It's 9 o'clock.
Tired.
Tired. It's 9 o'clock sharp. So it's Johanna, Radamés, Ana Karen, Cynthia, and Mariela. Welcome.
Excuse me, teacher, I can see, do you see my image?
No.
I can see my,
Well, I can't. I don't know if the rest can see your picture.
You have to turn on your camera. It is off.
En el teclado de tu computadora debe de aparecer como una camarita y ya le picas ahí y ya se te va a prender. Ahí está.
thank you, Cynthia.
Alejandro, good morning.
Good morning, teacher. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Okay, mine too.
Great.
Everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Hi.
We're still missing.
What did you eat for breakfast?
Christina, good morning.
Good morning.
So it's Johanna, Radamés, Ana Karen, Cynthia, Mariela, Alex, and Christina. Now,
Cristina. ¿No quieres que te reconozca?
¿Qué dices?
Ya, es que tenía nomás así. Cynthia, turn on your camera. I want to see you.
No.
Hi, Nasa. Turn on your camera. I want to see you.
Okay, we have Cristina, Nazaret, Estela, Maria Luisa. Who's Maria Luisa?
Your mom?
No, she has another
¿Quién es
name.
Israel, no?
Ixael,
Debe ser Ivonne. Es Ivonne.
Yvonne.
Oh,
Okay.
Ivonne, it's true.
Ivonne?
Cristal.
Teacher María Luisa. Oh, my camera is not working.
¿No es Crystal?
No. She's in Culichi Town.
We're missing 3 people. Oh yes, Yvonne. Good morning. We're missing 3 people still, Grisel, Diana, and who else?
Teacher, I forgot to tell Grisel. And she did not have a cell phone.
I didn't catch that.
Grisel did not have cell phone and I forgot to tell her.
Who?
Grisel.
Grisel, I sent her the link using the WhatsApp of her sister, so she knows.
All right. Okay.
So it's Grisel, Diana, and who else? Mixael. So we're going to be waiting another 4 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to do this. I want you to tell us the worst thing that has happened to you in these last 3 months.
Get away.
The worst thing. For instance,
Get fat.
I'm going to begin. besides get fat. Don't talk about that, please. For instance, about Diana. About a month ago, we rented a house in Las Glorias, and I don't know what did I eat that my stomach was very, very, very upset. So this house had a pool, a swimming pool, but I couldn't use the swimming pool. I couldn't swim because I was very bad at my stomach. So I spent the entire day in the bathroom. Now, who wants to be next? Who wants to share with us the worst experience he or she has had in the last 3 months? Nazaret and Cynthia, please turn on your camera.
Hi, Cynthia.
Okay, morning. Nazaret, please, I need you to turn on your camera. Thank you. So who wants to continue?
No sé si sea mi internet, pero no se escucha.
No, a mí yo también siento que se le corta mucho, casi no se le entiende.
To whom? To me. Now, I was asking you to tell us an experience, the worst experience that you have had in the past 3 months. Only one bad experience. Just one person. No?
I think not going on vacation for a faraway place.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Now, let's see, Radames. Can you say Ana Karen's name backwards?
Merak.
Radames, can you hear us? I think he can't. Okay, Ana Karen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you say Joanna's name backwards?
I need to write it. They
Okay.
will read it.
Okay.
And Noah. Anoa.
Yes, Anaoj, right?
Yes.
Joanna,
That's my daughter's name.
okay, great. Joanna, can you say Alejandro's name backwards?
Or I don't know.
Okay, Alex, can you say Christina's name backwards?
Christina's name backward.
Backwards, yes.
Um,
Um,
I
But not spell it. Say it backwards.
Christina. It's hard.
and
And
Natasha.
ain't secret. Ain't no. Ain't secret. Ain't secret. Ain't secret.
Something like that. Thank you. Christina, can you say Mariela's name backwards?
Maria, let me see. I have to write it.
Okay.
Aleiram.
Aleiram.
Aliram, yes, this is easy. Mariela, the same thing, but with Estela, please.
With Estela. Ale. Estela. Sorry, I can't. Estela. Estela. Alexa. Alexa.
Alexe, yes, Alexe.
Alexa.
Alexe,
Can
thank
you
you.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Radames.
Hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Estela, can you say Yvonne's name backwards?
Okay. Passion.
Who?
Passion.
Unpatched.
Yes.
Well, I thought it's Enovi, right? Okay, thank you. Well, Yvonne, can you say Diana's name backwards? Anaid, yes, thank you. Diana, can you say Cynthia's name backwards?
Turn on your microphone.
Okay.
Hi, Nick.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Cynthia, Nazaret.
Teresa.
Teresa, yes, thank you. Nazaret, Mixael.
Teacher,
Yes.
teacher, sorry for Yvonne and Enoy.
Enobi. Enobi, yes.
Enoy.
Yes. Thank you.
Mixael,
Yes, Mixael.
Leaxin. Leaxin.
Yes, thank you. And Mixael, can you say Radamés' name, but backwards?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Semavar.
Semadar, thank you. And
You're welcome.
finally, Radamés, can you
Yes.
say my name backwards?
Which one?
My name.
Nitric.
Nitric. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Well, we're going to begin. Thank you for being here on time. And I'm going to begin by sharing with you my screen. There it is. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, guys, well, officially, you're welcome. You're welcome to your last year at UPES. So I want to congratulate you for that. And this is the first subject of this 7th semester, which is English Literature 2. And we're going to begin with some comments about a video, which was in activity 1. The video said it was about Anglo-Saxon language and literature. And please, Joanna, can you tell us what did you watch in that video that you consider important?
Well, you talk about he tried to it was the old English, and I don't really like that English like for real. Because I was it started kind of like that in the 5th century, and it was during the 600 year before Christ, something like that. No, it was the year of the what was the name? AD was the year of the
Yes.
that god, I don't remember. But it's something like that, like before Christ.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it talked about the way they moved to become like the 7 kingdoms,
Mm-hmm.
and that they have to battle against British, I think it was. And can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Oh, and they said that there was like a flood, and they have to move to another place. And what else can I say? um It talk about also the seventh century. That it was like it is still like one of the oldest survivor. Like they still have written text in old English.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. So now in the same activity, we had a text, a PDF text. Its title was Anglosajones, una breve historia. Now, Mariela, was Mariela, right? Mariela, can you tell us what did you find important about that text?
About Anglo-Saxons period, I can mention that it was known of the Dark Ages, but most historians prefer the terms of early Middle Ages or early medieval period. This was a time of war in Roman Britannia that separated kingdoms of religious conversion. And after many battles against the new invaders, the Vikings, I can tell that when the Roman religions arrived, they were resisted by the Romano British, and they were led by the King Arthur. And as the reading mentions, if he existed, because we don't have evidence that he really existed. And I can remember that Anglo-Saxons, they settled down in different areas of the country. So they formed several kingdoms. That's, I can remember.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Alex, there was also another video which title was 10-minute English and British History. Can you tell us what did you find interesting about that video?
Well, in this time, these two groups, Anglo-Saxon and the Merchant Supremacy, Anglo-Saxons that come to different ideologies. For example, I mean, this is about how the German, or how do you say, the Christian, come to this part of the land, and they how do you say, created some towns like Mercia, Wales, Wexes, but they in this place, they was invited by the people who lived before in this place, something like that. And the the main idea of this video, I think so, is how the religion and the people don't want to change the cultures and their religion, because one of them being uh, was thinking that they make magic, something like that, and they have their own culture and how culture and activities in this place, and I don't know, and that's what I takes notes, something like that, and I don't know if one of my friends want to help me because it's a long video, because this video have a lot of information of this situation of Anglo-Saxons, and which to me it was very hard to understand it. But it's something like that. I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong.
Okay, thank you. We're going to see about that in a minute. Thank you, Alex. The whole idea about asking you to design an infographic was to help you remember all the important aspects of the video and the text that you were provided to accomplish this activity one. Is for future references, it's always very good for you to take notes as you're watching a video or when you're reading a text. Take notes, because that will help you remember important aspects of a text or a video. Now, can you see the map that is on the screen? This small map. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Now that you have watched or you have read part of the history of the Anglo-Saxons, what comes to your mind? What do you think it is important, or what do you relate from your previous experience, and now you say, oh, now I understand why is this and why is that? Anyone? For instance, there are some parts of England that we see here. There's Sussex, Wessex, Essex. Now, these names, which are current names of cities or places in England, come from the name, for example, Essex, its first name was East Saxons. Sussex, its first name was South Saxons. Wessex, its first name was West Saxons. And it relates to the ancient names of the settlers of these places. For instance, for me, it was very, very enlightening to know that the Anglo-Saxons weren't the native inhabitants of England. The native inhabitants of England were the Britons, which are in fact the Scots in the north and the Irish people. So for me, that was very, very important. Okay, we're going to continue to the next slide. Cynthia Karen?
Yes.
Can you help me read, please?
Between the 400 and 600 AD, people from what is known as modern-day Germany, the Netherlands and Denmark's, the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes migrated to what is known as modern-day Britain. These people were called the Anglo-Saxon, and the Anglo-Saxon period in Britain lasted from about 500 until 1100 AD. All the English was that. Okay.
Thank you, Cynthia. Yes. Now you were having problems with these letters, right? AD. This means Annus Domini, which in Spanish translates to Año del Señor. In Spanish is
Year of the Lord. Year of the Lord.
Year of the Lord, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, just a note. We have 10 minutes left in this meeting. Once it ends, just enter with the same link that I provided you. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Now, as you can see, the Anglo-Saxons came from various places: Germany, the Netherlands, Denmark, and they migrated to modern-day England. So for me, this was very important. I did not know this, and uh, and the thing that the Anglo-Saxons and their culture were still very alive in the Middle Ages, for me was also enlightening. So, Radames, can you help me continue reading, please?
Old English was the language spoken until after the Norman Conquest of 1066, when it changed into Middle English.
Yes, continue, please.
The languages today which are closest to Old English are those spoken by a few 100,000 people in the northern part of Germany and the Netherlands.
Yes.
Approximately 1/3 of Anglo-Saxon vocabulary survives into modern English, including many of our most basic everyday words: earth, house, father, brother, son, daughter, food, sin, night, and sleep.
Thank you, Radames. So, Old English is the same as modern English. What do you think?
Can you say again?
Old English,
Yeah.
is it the same for modern English? From the
No,
English? No?
no,
Why?
it's not. No, it's not, but it's the base because some of the words in the Old English are very unknown for us.
Mm-hmm.
And in my experience, I have to, when I was reading the material you sent, I had to be ready a paper to be writing all of the words that I didn't understand, and also
Excellent.
most of them are available to be translated,
Mm-hmm.
or some of the words I didn't find it in an easy way, so I had to use the BBC or the Cambridge dictionary to understand the words, and some of them we have to get like environment to know it, or to know the meaning, because
Exactly.
I believe it meant something, but the author had to link it with in a situation to have sense.
Excellent. Radames, excellent. As you just heard, Radames shared with us two very important tips for studying, especially for reading. The first one, using a dictionary to understand new words. And the second one, he is understanding meaning from the context. That is very important, and that is a skill that we should all develop. Thank you, Radames.
Thank you.
Okay, and now, Ana Karen, can you help me read, please?
Yes.
Can you help us? Yes.
Yes. In the 8th and 9th centuries, the people of Scandinavia, Denmark, Sweden, who were known as the Vikings, began to invade Britain. Anglo-Saxon accounts describe terrible Viking raids in which people were massacred, churches destroyed, and animals and purchased objects stolen. By the end of the 87th, the Vikings occupied most of eastern England. By 878, the Vikings had conquered all of England except Wessex. Wessex remained Anglo-Saxons as King Alfred of Wessex defeated the Vikings in battle. Gradually, the areas of England under Vikings rule were required by Alfred's descendants. The Anglo-Saxon period came to an end in 1066 when Duke William of Normandy came to England and defeated Harlow the Earl of Wessex in the Battle of Hastings.
Thank you. Thank you, Ana Karen. So, in this period of time, what was the religion of the Anglo-Saxons?
Christian.
Yes, of course, they believed in the Christian God, Jesus, right? But also, as they were Germanic tribes, they had this mix of paganism. So, in the first video, we listened that the main written language in England in this time was Latin, because Latin was or is still the language of the sacred scripture of the Bible. But the spoken language was Old English. So these two languages were converging in the same period of time. Nazaret.
Yes. The two types of poetry that were written during this period were heroic poetry and Christian poetry. Continue.
Yes, please.
Only about 30,000 lines of poetry from the age have survived to this time, and the epic poem Beowulf makes up a large portion of that. It originated as a pagan saga transmitted orally from one generation to the next. Court poets, known as scopes, were the bearers of tribal history and traditions. Anglo-Saxon literature began with spoken verse and songs or poems such as epic poems. The purpose of this literature was to pass along tribal history and values to a population that could not read or write. Warriors would gather in mud halls where poems or songs were recited for hours or even days as a form of entertainment or ceremonial occasions. Literature such as epic poems shows the influence of Christianity and pagan beliefs such as the freedom of decision-making and faith handling matters of life and death.
Thank you, Nazaret. Well, here we have that the only epic poem that has survived to us to this time is the epic poem Beowulf. Do you know why? Why do you think this is? That only one epic poem has survived?
I believe because it was told generation by generation, and there was no way to be written. And as it was the most famous one, people continue telling to generation by generation until it was written.
Thank you.
Teacher.
Yes.
I was reading something about in the battle. In the battles some some poems was destroyed because some battle was in the battle they destroy all of they see or watch in the house, the church, the everything. And so this reason was the only a few lines of poems was rescued or survived in this time, something like that.
Yes. And who destroyed the churches and the houses of the Anglo